Hi fam, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about how to actually read the Bible, the entire Bible every year. If you've ever said, "Oh, I need to read my Bible more," but never actually followed through, no shame at all in that. That was me literally 2 years ago. But now I've read the Bible all the way through every single year for the past 2 years, and I promise you it is not that hard. So, first thing I want to talk about before diving into my reading plan is the mindset shift. If you can plan a trip, if you can organize a birthday dinner, if you can meet your deadlines at work or deliver your projects at school on time, then you can totally read the Bible consistently too. You just have to become a project manager. Put on your PM brain and you can figure it out. I was sick and tired of going to Bible study and having the takeaway every single time for me personally be read scripture more and pray more. And in the next video, I'm going to talk about how I pray every single day. But in this video, we're talking about scripture. So I got sick of myself and I finally decided that if I can show up for my workouts, my friends, and my family, I can show up for my spiritual disciplines. I have done this plan for the past 2 years. This was my 2024 plan. I started with the New Testament because it felt more manageable. It's shorter than the Old Testament and it's about Jesus. It felt more familiar. And I looked online and it was split into three sections. So there are the Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and then there's Paul's letters, and then Acts and other. And the reason why I split it up in this way is because when I talked to a lot of different people about why it was difficult for them to read their Bible consistently every single day, is because they got bored at Leviticus or they got bored at Deuteronomy, and switching it up made me think that I will probably not get bored. And then I also started at the beginning of the year, but mid-January, because my family is a huge Christmas and New Year's type family. And I'm also a big New Year's resolutions person and easing back into work life. And so I gave myself half the month to ease into this plan. We started on January 17th. And then if you look at the structure, it will follow the structure in every single one of these three tabs, but it is Monday through Friday, and then we take a break Saturday and Sunday. The reason we take a break Saturday and Sunday is, first of all, I wanted 2 days of break in case I missed a day so I could catch up. And then also my schedule is not as consistent during the weekends. I like see friends, or on the weekdays, Monday through Friday, it's pretty consistent because of my 9 to 5. It starts in January and it ends at the end of Q2, so the first half of the year. And then it ended in May. Move on to the Old Testament. That started in July, so the start of 2H. And as you can see, the same structure, Monday through Friday. We started in Genesis. In this case, I wanted to try out what it was like to read it chronologically, and it was all the way for 90 days, and it ends right before Thanksgiving. That was my 2024 plan, and I will walk you through my 2025 plan, which was this year. I'm going to talk about accountability in the next section, but I got some feedback from the friends that I was doing this plan with, and they just said that reading the Old Testament was intense, just all at once. And so going back and forth in the New Testament plan was better. That's what I tried to do this year. It's new, old, new, old, new, old, Genesis, Matthew, Genesis, Matthew. And it goes back and forth until you finish the New Testament. And the New Testament is shorter. Then eventually, as you get through the year, you do start going into only the Old Testament. But that's just because that's how the Bible is structured. And then you finish at the end of November, and then you'll have all of the days to rest. So that's how I read the Bible. in terms of the plan, and it's honestly working really well. But I really want to emphasize that I did not do this alone. If I had done this alone, I truly feel I would not be able to do it. And so let's go into talking about accountability. So I grabbed two of my high school friends who were really serious about reading their Bibles, and I made a group chat in Kakao, which is a Korean messaging app, and it's just for Bible reading. So let me show you what that looks like here. This is our group chat, and every single day we just send one verse. As you can see, day one was Genesis 1 through 5. So we just send one verse from any of those chapters that spoke to us. And as you can see, I sent Fridays and today's because I missed Friday, and Susie also missed 2 days. But usually I just try to do it every single day. Julie's doing it every day. But there's honestly no pressure to catch up. If you miss 5 days because you went on vacation, you can catch up if you want, or you could just start off on the day that you get back. And as you can see in this group chat, it's really not that deep. It's no pressure. We just send the verse. We don't really add any insights or extra thoughts or any type of Bible study. It's just the text. It's just the specific verse, and it helps us stay really consistent. And we were able to finish the New Testament, the Old Testament. We're about to finish the New Testament again, and we will definitely finish the whole Bible this year again. And having those people just send you a verse every day, you send them a verse every day, really, really keeps you accountable. Now that we have gone through accountability, let's talk about practical things. Let's talk about the apps that I used. If you are new to the Bible, I would just really emphasize that you are not going to understand everything. Having that expectation of having all of the historical context and all of these insights every single day that you are reading is an insane expectation. You are not an experienced theologian yet. You will be after a couple of years. Give yourself a couple of years. And think about it when you were in college. When you went to lecture with your professor, you heard the lecture first. You probably absorbed 10% of it. Then you went home, looked over your notes, re-listened to the lecture online, did the homework assignment, went to discussion, and then you're synthesizing, understanding, reading the text assignments for your homework, and then really absorbing it. The first year that I was reading the Bible, I was just listening to the audio. That's it. And it was amazing because I heard stories that I've never heard before. Like I've heard, Noah's Ark, Abraham, Moses, but when I went through the audio for the first time, I was like, oh, I didn't know this did. I didn't know Jesus did that miracle. I've never heard of this person. Things like that. Just let yourself absorb and listen to it. I used Streetlights for my first year because when I was using the Holy Bible app my first year, I just didn't like this old white British man talking to me about Jesus. I wanted somebody more relatable, a person of color, an Asian woman, or the Black man. I found this app called Streetlights, and I really enjoyed the UI. It was super intuitive. You just click the chapter you want, and it says it to you in this really cool way. Like I felt Drake or Kendrick or J. Cole was reading the Bible to me, which was really awesome. And then this year, I am wanting to go a little bit deeper and using the Holy Bible and doing the ESV version. Streetlights is the NLT version. So every single year you do this, try a different version. I am using the Holy Bible, doing the ESV version, but I am not only listening into it this time, but I'm also reading it. And on TikTok, they call this immersive reading that ADHD people use a lot to focus themselves. And so I am reading the Bible in that way and definitely absorbing much more this time around. But all around, you're not going to get every detail the first time, the second time. This is a discipline that you're going to hone for many, many years to come. Be gentle with yourself. The whole premise of the Bible is how much grace God has for you. And whether you're reading in your room by yourself and it's a perfect ambiance with the music and the journal and the coffee, or if you're just on your commute, the way that I do it mostly, or if you're a mom and it's 3 a.m. and you're nursing your baby, or if you're a dad and you're cooking dinner for your 3 kids, and all you can do is listen to the Bible on your drive home or whatever it is, God understands, and He's actually so excited that you are even going to attempt this year. And then I just want to say one more thing about progress over perfection about this. I really think of spiritual disciplines similar to physical disciplines. When we think about working out, when you first was trying to eat healthy, broccoli probably didn't taste that good to you. Or after you first did your lifting session, being sore the next day probably was not that exciting. But now you probably crave some salad sometimes, or you order a veggie, or you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, my back doesn't hurt because I've been working out every day consistently, or something like that. So after a while, it just clicks and you crave it. Bible reading is good. And all I have to do after I read it is drop the verse into my group chat. And that's it. That's how I read the Bible every single year. So my final thoughts are reading the Bible every single year is not rocket science, guys. It is all about consistency. It's about community. Just put your PM brain on, become a project manager, and 1, get a plan. 2, grab one friend, make a new group chat, give yourself grace, and just start. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section down below. If you want my reading plans, it's in the description. And later on my channel, we will be talking about my prayer plan and how I pray every single day. So please come back to my channel for that. But otherwise, I love you guys so much for being here. And you got this. And I'll talk to you guys next time.